Yeah, right, okay, that moment where you look up and you see the time and you realise you're supposed to be live. So, yeah, we're live. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome back. If you have been here before, welcome. If you have not been here before. I was looking through my bits box for bits for an idea I had for the base for this miniature that I'm doing, which you may have been tipped off by the title of the video, is this guy. Yeah, he fits on the camera that way. Okay. So he's from, I think it's a store birthday. Yeah, I think it is. Limited edition miniature for the when stores have their birthday. So he goes on sale. So I managed to grab one of him. So I'm going to paint him. But first, I had to make some changes because I wanted to include some cool stuff, and the 32. Was that 32? I think that's a 32. That's a 25. Yeah, it's probably a 32mm base. Is, I mean, it's not even big enough to contain the miniature. It's, you know, the book overhangs the edges, so I wanted to do more with his base. So one of the first things I did was throw that away and get a 40mm base, which he's a lot more comfortable on. And what I was going to do is sort of build him up onto a sort of a hero base somehow, so he's sort of on a bit of a
tips for the tip jar.
Thank you, Mick. Thank you very much. So he's on a bit of a, I don't know, staircase or pile of rubble or something, because I printed off something the other day which I thought was rather cool. Hello, Arnold. And that was this thing. I don't know whether you can see what that is. That's demon arms clawing their way out of a rift, and I was thinking if I were to put that on the base somewhere, like so, I could have the pile of rubble ascending to place him over that, so he's stabbing the book but also stood over a demon rift. I thought that might look quite cool, so that's what I'm going to try and do. So I've been picking out little bits from my bits box to see how I can sort of make that happen, and I think I might I'm going to try and build something up. Little bits of chalk and cork even. So anyway, that might happen. I'm going to try and get some paint on this guy first though. Sub-assembly, I've left some of them on the sprue, because otherwise the sword goes down in front of all that lovely detail and you miss out on all that. So let's get some paint on the miniature and we'll see what we're going to do with the base in a minute. I'm probably going to end up doing this over 2 or even 3 live streams, so if you're looking for closure today, that might not happen, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't think I'll get him done with the base that I want to do in the 2 hours tonight. That's definitely not happening. First things first though, I'm going to get a little spot of super glue and I'm going to glue him to a temporary base. So a little spot in the corner here, tiny little spot, just enough to put him in place such that he will stick. but can be easily removed later. Little tip there for you. See? He's now there. I can paint him, he's quite happy, but super glue is brittle enough that I can just snap him off and it'll be fine. Right, let's turn on the airbrush. Start off with a bit, let's get with black first. Tiny bit of, oops, go over there. Tiny bit of flow improver. Well, you know. Well, you know function. Uh-oh. We might have a... oh no. Right, okay. I had rolled over the air pipe with my chair. So that's the thing that can happen. How the devil are you guys? And girls? I have been doing things. Call the tech priest indeed. Or, you know, just roll the chair back a little bit once you realise what's going on. I've been doing things. I've been working on this guy today. So, he'll be a thing at some point. I've been painting an awful lot of zinc. But I'm not going to show that now because I kind of want to crack on with this. If you want to see my zinc, I'll be putting them up on Instagram, I'm sure, at some point. And if you're not following me on Instagram, why not? How's the music, by the way, folks? Is it not too loud? Too swingy? Are we okay with it? Do we hate it? Music is okay, good. OBS, which is the streaming software I use, isn't the greatest for mixing audio and such. I was kind of hoping there was an option for the music to duck under when I speak on my webcam microphone, but apparently not. That would have been a useful feature. There we go. And we're going to spray these guys on the sprue. I would not ordinarily advocate doing this, and indeed I'm not advocating doing this now. This is just something I'm doing. Do as I say, not as I do. Yeah, I changed my my music in the hopes that Say Hi Paul might show up and stick around, because I know he doesn't like sort of droney music, which is what I usually have with the bluesy riffs and such. They're fairly chilled. So we'll see. See if it manages to summon him. See if it manages to keep him kicking around. We will see. Right. Hockey docky. Right, I was messing around with another airbrush gun earlier, which didn't quite work, so I've got a load of pre-mixed primer in a siphon jar. Let's pop a little bit of that in there. I shouldn't need too much because I'm literally just doing a zenithal. In fact, I'll probably put too much in there, but no, we don't care. We don't care. We don't. We do not. Right, okay. Oh, you're not even dry yet. Why can't I pick things up? Oh, failing to human. Come on, dry, you beast. Just blowing air through it at the minute. Oops. Trying to be a bit more directional about my zenithal this time round, because the few Inquisitors I have, I tried to paint in a sort of a graphic novel style. So there'll be quite a lot of underpainting. But we're going to get the light values right for what we know is going to happen first. So from the front there's going to be quite a lot of light coming off that sword as it stabs into the book. So it's definitely something we want to try and get there. In fact, there's going to be a little bit of upward light as well. So we'll just get that laid in as well. There we are. I think that's probably going to be about it. Right in the middle there. It's going to be where it all happens. Just pop him to the side for 1 second. Let's get some zenithal laid down on this. From below, because that's probably where the majority of the light's going to be coming from, because of the demon bookie stabbing. Something bothers me about these purity seals. You see what's going on there and why it might bother me. These purity seals have been attached to the backpack in such a way that these, the actual script parchment bits, are flaring off to the side. Which they wouldn't do, because that's not how gravity works. So I'm trying to work out exactly why they've done that, or why they would do that, unless there's like little wires inside the parchment and they're designed to look like they're flaring out at all times, which is just unnecessarily showy. Or maybe I'm overthinking it, which is entirely possible. Right, let's get some more on that. There we go. A bit from below as well. Okay, nice. That's all that painted. So let's get some clean the airbrush first. Kitchen roll in there, try it out. Where are we going to go from here? I think. I'm going to pop that to one side, and we're going to get the wolf bristle brushes out, because wolf bristle brushes. And we're going to reach for there's a wolf bristle brush. That's a 0. That's a 2, but it's a little bit bent. Probably a little bit too bent for our purposes. That's a treble 0. Probably don't need anything quite that small. There's a 1. There we are. So 1 and a 0. Was it a 0? Yes, it was a 0. Get that out of the way. I'm going to reach for the stars. Climb every mountain top. I didn't do that. I'm looking for and cannot find possibly the biggest tube of paint I have, which is rather upsetting because it's the biggest tube of paint I have. It should be fairly apparent where it is, and I cannot see it. Which means I did not put it. Ah, there it is. Ah. Bonk. Right. Let's get that in there. Bit of water. We're going to get a bit of this going on, which is titanium white. Just regular proper painting acrylics. Proper painting. Just of course. For painting on flat surfaces, normal picture type paint. Because what we're going to do is first we're going to find. Now I had actually had this prepared. I did have it prepared. I put the thing down, so I fished it out and everything. It was there and it was ready and it was. I could see it and everything was good, and then it all went wrong because now I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Out of luck. So a little bit of that on our palette. Tiny bit of the water. Mix it in. And we're going to use that very, very sparingly because most of what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing with shades of grey. Not as many as 50 though. Probably too grey for my purposes. Get a bit more white in there. A bit more. Let's get in there, get out of the way. Right. Fresh load of paint in there, and we're going to look. We're going to have little flecks of texture and detail. So, be quite random about this. going to take some time, and then the effect will only become apparent at the end, unfortunately. But this is a legit technique, and I do encourage people to try this because the results are fantastic. So we're just building up a bit of extra light here and there, adding texture and interest. No, Mick, you did not. That was not a thing that happened. Right, this is why it's going to take probably more than just this session, because this process can be quite involved and quite time consuming if you want to do it properly, and I can't do. I paint an awful lot of my miniatures fairly slap chop and quickly, and every now and again I want to take my time over something just to remind myself that I can actually sort of paint. Sort of. So, just picking out the brightest areas that are going to be closest to the brightest light source, which is going to be the where the sword impacts on the book. And once we're done with doing this, we're going to go over this with contrast paint, and you will see how it all comes together. And we're probably not going to leave it just there, because you can then elevate it to the next level by adding in even more spot highlights and such, and just smudge that a little bit. Doesn't matter. It's on a metal bit, that's fine. You can kind of get away with really weird highlights on metals. Right, I'm trying to do as few clean lines as I can, just to give the impression that the armor's sort of chipped and dented a little bit. Again, harking back to that sort of grimdark style I go for. Lots of random, little random shapes. And we're just going to build this up and build it up. And if I was doing a proper tutorial, this is probably where I'd cut away to a time lapse or something. Probably about time I did another proper tutorial. So rather on the top edges I'm going for the, because this is mainly going to be lit by OSL from below, I'm going for the brightest areas are going to be on the bottom edges. If I'm repeating stuff, that's because I've forgotten what I've said. Hopefully the music will be keeping everyone happy and bouncing whilst I'm not saying stuff. So I'm sort of having to half concentrate on what's going on so that I get things in more or less the right sort of place. So yeah, I'm going to be in the field from tomorrow until either the Monday or the Tuesday, depending on when I get a lift back. So that'll be fun. Go and see my live roleplay friends. Go and live in a tent for a bit. So there should be a live stream as per normal that Wednesday. So should be, because life is unpredictable like that. And I do try and help out where I can with this event, so I may get roped into trying to take it down for a couple of days. So there may not be a stream next week. We shall see. We shall see. Can at least see what's starting to happen here. You could absolutely... Oh, the cat feeds himself. Legit. I give him two big bowls, big bowl of water and a big bowl of food, and he's quite happy. He's self-feeding. probably be very angry when I get back, but you know, that's part of the course. No, he'll be fine. It's only for a few days. I was saying something about, yeah, you can see what I'm doing here. I was adding little layers of highlights and such and texture. You get to the point where we could almost stand alone as a grayscale miniature, which I did with Inquisitor Greyfax on my way back on my Instagram. I did an Inquisitor Greyfax grayscale and then added colour to it. And I actually regretted adding colour because I think she looked much better grayscale. There's not going to be too much going on back here, but I get a little bit of extra light and shadow going on. And that's the extra stage you can do after you've put in all the highlights. You can go in with some Nuln Oil and deepen down the shadows and just make things really pop. In fact, that's what I'll do. I'll do that in a bit. dust in the paint there, which is hardly surprising because I've been sawing up cork for the what I want to do with the base. So there's cork dust everywhere, which isn't ideal. I was doing that literally just before I came on for the stream, which wasn't ideal either. Just picked out the lettering there. Using the side of the brush for that. Like you would do if you're edge highlighting. This is where that graphic novel style starts to come into its own. It starts to pop a little bit. If I had another one of these, what I'd probably do is go grayscale with one other colour, a bit like Angels of Death on Warhammer Plus, Warhammer TV, how that style is done. So it's all grayscale apart from red. So I do something similar to that if I had another one of these. See if I can disguise that join line there. I didn't notice that, but I'm going to notice it now. It's a bit less noticeable, that's cool. It was very quiet today, because I'm quiet as well. Usually a little bit more chat going on, unless everyone's really engrossed in what I'm doing. Stunned everyone to silence, seriously. So yeah, I have a Zinch army which I'm working on now, arriving in stages. It's probably going to be about maybe 2,500 to 3,000 points when it's complete, and yeah, it will be complete. I won't add to it. I know armies being complete is a bit of an anathema in Games Workshop hobbying, because they don't want people to complete their armies because people stop buying miniatures. But no, I'm going to get a fieldable force and a few variety units, and then I'm going to stop. Let's see if that's a thing that's actually possible. Quite a few demons and such in it, but it is mostly Kyric Acolytes and Zangor, or will be. So I'm looking forward to that. A Lord of Change, which I'm going to be spending an awful lot of time doing. So that probably won't be a live stream, or it won't be just the one live stream. Again, I'll have to try and do some actual proper painting at some point. It's all very well trying to knock things out in 2 hours, and I don't even always manage it. Knock things out in 2 hours. You force yourself to rush, and you're trying to keep chatting and keep you guys entertained as well. It's a challenge, or it can be a challenge. It's a lot of fun. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. But it's challenging. Like an added level of challenge. Doing a live stream whilst painting. Guy's getting there. Don't want to get too much going on that other side of him, otherwise you're going to lose that light and dark feel to him. Put you to one side for a bit. Actually, let's do the book. Seeing as that will be a bit of a focal point, I want to get that good and bright down there. See what's going on with his face. I can't really see his face. So we'll lean into that, and we'll just highlight what we can see out from under his hood, and it should look like the majority of his face is hidden under the cowl, like so. Hey Nick. Congrats on the what was it, Commonwealth Championships? Scottish fencing team, silver medalist. An actual celebrity in the channel. How cool is that? Yes, you can get your autograph every time you sign your name, mate. Goes the painting. Have I done any more sisters? No, no more sisters as yet. Just doing this Inquisitor now. I've been focusing on my Zinch lately. Many demons, many Kyric acolytes. Okay, so that's going to be that sort of angled like that, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Trying to find the lowest edge so I can actually build up the low lights, as it were. Low lights, is that a thing? Build up the highlights on the lowest edge this time, because it's going to be lit from below. For those of you who have been paying attention, and even for those of you who haven't been paying attention. Yellow and red. Yellow and red? What yellow and red scheme? I'm trying to think of anything I've painted lately that's been yellow and red. You sure you're reading the right Instagram profile? Yellow and red. Mostly yellow. Okay, genuinely confused. You mean demons or what? You're making me look now. This thing? That thing? Oh, zinc spell effects. Right. Oh, right, yes. Yeah, this thing. These things. Yeah, they're quite cool. Yeah. That sort of thing. Ah, I see what I mean, yeah. Okay. Proper confused me there, Nick. Yeah, they're ridiculously easy to paint with an airbrush. Ridiculously easy. Just a picture of him. Okay. Right. Okay. So the lowest edge is along the bottom there. On the sword, OBV, lowest edges of his glove. I'll pick out some bright highlight points. Because the reflective surfaces are going to catch the light a lot better than the less reflective surfaces, so you can actually get away with some highlights a bit further up the blade. I want to get this proper bright as well. Titanium white going on there. Get that right into the crooks and nannies. How much of this is going to be visible? But we'll paint it up anyway. Because I forgot to spray paint it. Yeah, I'm using the sisters as kind of a bit of a palette cleanse because I don't intend to ever really make a force for them as anything other than some allies maybe for the guard that I've got, but then I'm not really going to have much of a guard force either. Well, I mean, never say never. I might end up with an awful lot of guard. We just don't know. It depends what Games Workshop bring out in terms of miniatures and how much I fall in love with them. But I'm not as prone to FOMO as I used to be earlier in my hobby career, so I can say no to miniatures, and I think I've grown as a person as a result. Right, so that's those bits, that's that bit. Right, okay. So that's kind of edge highlighting, but not, because you don't want crisp, clean lines when you're painting this style. Not really. Back to those weird purity seals that have been applied to the armour at a weird angle. If they weren't flaring out, they would kind of hang strangely. Example of when a very skilled sculptor hasn't really thought things through. Right, oops. Let's flip this over. This is another thing that's going to be lit at least partially from below. Lower edge this time. Around the top of that inner bit, I think, because that's going to be in shadow from the skull. God, it doesn't have to make you think doing it like this, the sub-assemblies, trying to get the light right, because you've got to think where the thing would be on the miniature and where the light would be if it was on the miniature, and it makes you think. And I'm not used to thinking. 8. 8:30. Oh, wow, time's flying when you're having fun. I might get a little bit of colour on this. I at least want to get a little bit of work done on the base, so I can at least get it started and eyed in. So I think what I might do, set this aside for a sec. Forgot all this detail. It's just the problem with this approach, you keep finding other little bits of, you can get really lost in it. It's like weathering. It's, you end up doing it forever, and it's very almost zen when you get into it. Put that aside for a sec, and we are going to what are we going to? No, we're not going to put it. We're going to pick this back up again because I've just seen something I want to fix because it doesn't look right. That's better. Right. See how we can if we can eyeball how this thing's going to go together. Okay, we'll do it that way. I was going to have it going curling up and around that way, but I think I might have it going the other way, possibly. I don't know. Right, let's get that glued in place anyway, because that's don't need to worry too much about the stuff going around that. probably do. I kind of want her on the base somewhere, and that is going to add an awful lot of height to it, so I think we'll do that. I'm going to get this involved here somewhere. This is the joy of 3D printing. You can do this sort of thing and just not care, because this costs probably less than a penny to print out. Right, okay. Let's get you glued in place. I don't care if you're overhanging the base a little bit. Going for that kind of rubble effect. Don't need that. Right, this is just for bulking basically. Oops. You sit there and behave yourself. There we are. Little bits of rubble. So these are little flecks of cork from, oh god, I can't even remember. I think I got them off Amazon somewhere. They're part of a basing stroke terrain set. So they have various flocks and what have you. And they are great for rubble. got any, or I have. Excellent. Excellent. I think there might be a new slab. Yeah, okay, there's my obligatory smack in the camera for the episode. Right. Supports for 3D printing, or as I like to call them, rebar. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. This is going to be one of the least stable bases in the history of everything. But we'll give it a go. And we'll maybe not. Let's get that chipped off. Ah, everything's sticking to everything else, and then sticking to me. Don't know what this is. Another 3D printed bit. But we're going to use it to support that bit of rubble there. Yeah, I think that might work. Let's get some more rubble going on. In fact, what I might do at this juncture is, now we've got the super glue spotted around, is I will get, let's get some in there as well. That's it. There we are. Keep gaining scenics. Grimdark City rubble. Let's get that glued in place. Glue, you freak, come on. Yeah, that looks good and stable, doesn't it? Let's get a bit more, and get a bit more stuff in there. think we're almost done with that. Let's get all this rubbish out of the way. That can go in there. So we get a bit of rebar, a bit of random metal stuff, a statue, and a portal to hell. And all in, what was that, 15 minutes? Wait for the paint to dry on that and get some paint on it. Glue to dry on that, and then I'll get some paint on it. Right, back to what we were doing earlier. There's white paint everywhere because me being the mucky pup that I am. So I'm going to do a little bit of a clean up, otherwise I'm going to end up with white paint on the miniature where I don't want it, and that will make me cry. And as they say in, it's either Dogma or Bluntman and Chronic or something like that, there ain't nothing so pitiful as watching a fat man weep. So you don't need that inflicted upon you. I think it was Dogma. Right. Right. Brush and decisions. What am I going to do with this guy's cloak, cape, coat thing, robes? I think we might be going in a sort of a blackwood direction. So I think we're going to use a bit of Gargax sewer. We'll start with the armour. A bit of that out in there, a bit of water going on, thin the paint, and then we'll hit up the armour with Gargax sewer, and then you'll see, hopefully, if I've done it right, what all the fuss was about with the white paint. Because if you thin this down to a sort of a glaze consistency rather than contrast paint, you end up tinting the miniature, and all that wonderful highlighting remains in place. Like so. And And I wasn't going to go for that sort of colour, but I'm liking it. I am liking it. It's sort of a dark goldy bronzy type colour. And I think we're going to lean into that. Love this paint. This is such a good colour. See how we've still got the highlighting and everything present there? Possibly a lot more evident in person. Yeah, this is possibly one of my favourite colours, the Skargax Sewer. There's just so much you can do with it. Especially if you're doing a sort of, doing grimdark. It's just beautiful. When it dries, you've got so much variation in tone in there. It can look like bronze, it can look like leather, it can look like whatever you want. It's gorgeous stuff. Really good, isn't it? Love this stuff. Should get commission from games. Did you buy it through my affiliate link for Element Games? I bet you didn't, did you? Because that would have got me commission. How are you finding it? Or have you not had a chance to use it really? Boo! Boo to you! It's almost looking like non-metallic metal. It's crazy good stuff. Happy with that. Well, you have to let me know how you get on with it, because yeah, stick it in the comments. Stick it in the comments if you're enjoying it. And share your efforts on whatever Discord you like. I'd like to see how you're getting on with it. Right. Okay. Oh yes. Oh yes. Right. Okay. So it can be sort of bronzy armour, or it can be sort of grimy pipes, it can be all kinds of stuff. Yeah, let's get it on that as well. Probably going to end up doing that sort of silver. But that's as good a base for silver as anything else. Done with that for now. That to one side. Let's see what he's doing. Let's see what am I going to do with his robe. Before I worry about his robe, I'm going to get another one of my favourite paints. Mortarian grime. Which isn't a contrast paint, but this is an ink. And we're going to hit up things like the parchment on the purity seals. And we're also going to hit up that scarf thing, because why not? Reason being, you get a really sort of cool, warm off-white colour. And it's nice and desaturated as well to go with the grim dark. Look, oh, there's another Here we are. Get all these done as well. So it's just a nice tint for things like parchment and robes and things. I used it on my Kyric acolytes. One sec, I'll fetch them. Just let me finish this bit, otherwise I'll forget. And then I'll look back And I'll see it hasn't been done, and I cry, and we're back to the dogma quote, the fat man weeping. Not good. Right. Come here, the Kyric acolytes. Where are you? Oh my gosh, I've been precariously balanced in here. Alright, Kyric acolytes. Precariously balanced, and I picked up the wrong box. I reached for the demon box, not the Kyric acolyte box. And you go over there, and you don't fall over. Don't fall over. Don't you do it. No, he's gonna fall over. Right. There we go. All that fuss. Right. His skirt is Mortarian grime over grey. I think that's fantastic. I love that. That is such an uncomplicated, admittedly off-white, warm white solution. You hit that up with a bit of extra light, sort of lights towards white colour, and you're on a winner, I think. So yeah, Mortarian grime. Loving these new paints. Oh, hello, Mick. You woken up? Right. What shall we do about that? Let's try. Something. I've got no idea whether this will work. Let's try it in a not very visible area. Yeah, let's do it off camera. That's super not visible. In fact, let's do it. Oh, that's nice and desaturated. I like that. I like where that's going. That is cool. I don't think it's going to work for the effect that I wanted, but that is super cool, and I think it will work for what I'm using it for here. That's Berserker Bloodshade. Which has limited applications, but for those limited applications it looks rather good. And its limited applications are exactly what it says on the tin. I wanted to see if that would work as a uniform shade for the robe, and I don't think it will. I haven't got. Or do I? Or do I? Stand by, mates. Or do I? Do I need a nice deep red? There we go. See, we'll try a bit of that. Transparent red. What's that? That's Flesh Terror's red. That might be actually better. You know what? Let's try this instead. This is magenta. This may be an ungodly mess, so we'll try it on a sleeve first. Okay, that's very much not what the colour I wanted. But it is very magenta, so I don't entirely know what I was expecting. Yeah, let's not do that. Don't know though. Kind of growing on me. And it will work quite well with the Alright, I'm convinced. This is going to look weird. Yeah, Nick, it would have done, but I haven't got any, unfortunately. That's the one. It's the one ink I've not got. One of the inks I've not got. Okay, let's carry on with magenta and sort of lean into it a bit, because it is kind of a crimson-y red end of the magenta rather than the blue end, so that's good. So we'll do that. Let's lean into it. You might end up looking a bit AdMech, which is my concern, but I think we can sort that out. Yeah, he's going to end up looking very tech priest, but yeah, I'm alright with that. What fell off where? What's just fallen down? Nothing I need to be concerned about. This is Doomfire Magenta. I think it's one of the new ones. It's I think it's one of the single pigment ones, which is why it's so vibrant. Yeah, we'll do something with the interior of that robe in a bit. Possibly go black with it. But if we do that, we'll never go back, so be a little bit careful about that. So that was the thing that happened. think we're kind of leaning into the imperial purple side of things here. We'll say it's that. And we're probably going to end up shading this a little bit better. You can see there's the difference. It's admittedly quite subtle until we accentuate it a bit. The difference the underpainting has done for the light and shade values, which is why we do the zenithal. It's just I say we. You don't have to do a zenithal. Why I do a zenithal, because it just accentuates those values a little bit. Makes things pop a bit more. Right, where is my Screamer Pink? Is that my Screamer Pink? That is not my Screamer Pink. Where is my Screamer Pink? That is also not my Screamer Pink. Are you my Screamer Pink? You are my Screamer Pink. Because we have purity seals. Oh, that's interesting. I wasn't expecting that to happen. Screamer Pink is a lot closer to the magenta than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, that's not going to work so well. Okay, have to rethink that. At least for the ones on the front. Ooh, you know what I'm going to do for that? The inside of his robe. I'm gonna do a thing. Right, this is just plain white because I need to get that. No, can't do that. Rats, 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 rats. That was an unfortunate mistake. What I was going to do, I can't do. Thinky, thinky, think. While I thinky, think. Let's finish off doing that loincloth. Yeah, Kieran, I think it's going to have to be a dark colour now. I didn't want it to be. No, never just, never say die, never say die. We're going to do something. We're going to get... No, not that. No, not that either, although that'd be useful. We'll get that out in preparation. We're going to fix this. We can fix it, we have the technology, we need that as well. We also need... Where is it, where is it, where is it, where is it? Is that it? No. 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 Maybe out here somewhere. Where is it? No. No. If you could see the state of my desk, but you're not going to, because you're not going to. Is that it? No, that's not it. I've looked at that before. It wasn't then. It wasn't it then. Oh. Right. Okay. Ignore it. Carry on regardless. Okay. We're going to need a little bit of grace here. Shake that up. That's the other direction, but where I wanted to go was a nice creamy colour. So we're just going to lighten up with some grace here. Oh really? That's reactivated the magenta. Oh, that's less than I... Oh, it's just showing through. Oh, have we uncovered a thing? Have Games Workshop done the whole reactivation thing? The same as Army Painter, is that a thing? Oh, please say it hasn't. No, we might be alright. We might be alright. Okay. No, I think that was just showing through rather than reactivating. Phew! Right. Okay. Corax white. Oh my word. You'd never know that was white, would you? I don't know when they changed the formulation for these paints, but they are dreadful. And Corax white wasn't particularly good to begin with. Right, okay. Okay. Tiny bit of Corax white just to get that texture back. So I did this side as well just to even up the colour. Otherwise you'd end up with one side looking a bit... it'd look a bit odd. Okay. So we've got that back to the grey where we wanted it. Let's get that magenta back on that, the rim of the hem of the robe. Be a bit more careful about how we apply it. good enough. We are going to hit it up with some, has it dried yet? Probably. Skeleton horde. I'm just painting things off camera for you because, you know, that's what you're here to see. There we go. You know what I didn't do? It's going to make me reach for the Gargax sewer again. So I didn't do the belt and belt buckle. All up under there as well, because we don't know what's going on under that hood, and we don't ask questions because it's an Inquisitor. So lean into this leather look for the Gargax sewer. The holster. See you, Nick. Thanks for dropping by. Oh gosh. It's end of the stream time. Gosh, I didn't see that happen. Time flies when you're having fun and fucking up miniatures. Okay, well I think we made a little bit of progress there, and I'm kind of looking forward to doing something with this. I think that's going to sit nicely on top of there and look very cool. Yeah, okay. So I think we will revisit this in another live stream. I won't carry on and paint it. But I don't think it'll be next week because I want to get where is it? Where did I put it? Here it is. I kind of want to make a start for that next live stream. I kind of want to make a start on this thing. which just needs to happen because it's nuts. I'm just going to see if I can get some transfers painted off as well for that, some Necromunda ones, because my guard regiment is Necromundan. So yeah, that'll be a thing. Right, not a lot of progress there, but it's coming along, and we'll finish that off on another live stream. So thanks for all for dropping by, and I will see you in the next one. If I've attracted any viewers that aren't normally subscribed to my channel, you know where the subscribe button is if you want to see more. And yeah, see you in the next one. Ta-ta for now.